What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Tratter Talk, a podcast centered around the country lifestyle and how to be a positive influence. My name is Nick Luciano.
And I'm Roy Ginges.
And this podcast is brought to you by Ariat, as always, award-winning and innovative performance products for all types of outdoor and work environments. Today, we're switching it up a little bit. Roy is still co-hosting, but we switched it up, and we've got good old BMO in the hot seat.
Yeah.
How you doing, BMO?
Doing good, man.
Dude, I'm glad we stopped by Starbucks.
Right? Starbucks.
You didn't get your pink drink, though.
No. Caramel frappe.
Caramel frappe?
Yep.
I got iced mocha. I said medium. Is this a medium?
I thought
No.
David J was the pink drink.
He just doesn't get the...
Oh, yeah, I got you. But, I mean, one...
Yeah. He
Yeah.
got the pink drink or something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a go-to Starbucks order, or are you just always kind of caramel? You don't like Starbucks, do you?
I'm pleading the fifth on that one.
He's pleading the fifth. Roy's a Dunkin' kind of guy. Anyway, Bimo, how's it feel on the other side of the studio today?
It feels kind of comfy, dude. It's like you're up in this corner right here. I don't know. I kind of like it.
Is it intimidating at all?
I'm ready to talk.
You ready to talk?
I'm ready to talk.
All right.
I feel like, as co-host, you don't like talk that much. You talk a lot. I don't get
know.
to, so I'm just like ready to go.
Yeah. Well, how was going back home, dude?
It was really good. I needed that so much.
Yeah,
Really did.
you've been a lot happier since you've come home.
Dude. It's like got my dog, and man, I don't know, just something about being home, not having to worry in the world about what's going on in the house. Like Nick might have called me twice. It was great. I was gone for 2 weeks, and Nick called me twice, and I was like, I wish it was like that all the time. But yeah, it was cool.
That's cool. And was it good being back in the barn and everything? And
Yeah, dude. Me and my buddy Zeb, we went and me, Zeb, and Grady, we went and we were doing a little bit of team roping. Whenever we got back, I didn't do no roping though. I just was jogging horses, basically, like Roy back in the day. Not really.
Jogging.
We were just trotting around and stuff, hanging out. But it was fun. Got to run some shoots for them and do a little bit of trail riding and stuff like that. So it was just a real stress reliever.
That's good. That's always my favorite thing, even if you're not like roping or like doing anything strenuous, just helping out. Latches, gates.
I
fun.
love the behind the scenes of like that stuff. Like I don't know. Talking about it, I love behind the scenes of stuff.
No, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roy, you just love being in the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's smiling 24/7 behind the shoots.
It's a different feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Like you have all the I can't even think of the freaking word, but like there's all of the vibes. Everyone's got different vibe checks behind the shoots, and like you just like see all these guys running around. They know all their jobs. I think it's amazing to see a project come together. I guess because like we've built so much, like we see where everyone's going. It's just cool to see like behind the scenes of like the rodeos. Like everyone knows their place.
Yeah.
So I think that's
I think
really cool.
one of my favorite parts of the behind the scenes is knowing that I'm not going to get hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm up here. I'm cool. I'll pull your rope. I'll help you with all the equipment, but I ain't getting on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
what I love is when you're back there, you see everybody joking around before, and but when it comes to time to perform, it's like game face.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Game face. Speaking of back home, I wanted to ask you a question that a lot of people. I always hear different things about Illinois. What's your favorite thing about living in Illinois?
It's pretty freaking green, man. I mean, whenever I say I'm from Illinois, they ask me, I guess, what it is. Like, it's rocky, a little bit of rocky down like where I'm at. There's I don't even know why it's rocky like that. There's just like little rock walls, like you'll see on the interstate. The further, like an hour south from my house, you'll start seeing little rocky areas, like when you're going into Kentucky and Indiana or whatever. But it's just real green. Got a lot of cornfields, man. A lot of cornfields, a lot of soybeans. There's some wheat fields here and there, but more so it's just soybean, corn.
I would say that's one thing I kind of, because I grew up in Maryland and PA, lots of cornfields.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't none here.
No.
Yeah. Did y'all grow tobacco out there? I know Pennsylvania.
Kentucky's big on that.
Yeah, I know.
I've never seen anyone. I wanted to try it one time.
Growing tobacco?
Mm-hmm. Long leaf tobacco, yeah.
Why didn't you do it?
Just never got around to it. You have to have the right kind of soil to do it too. But it's a lot. I don't know. I just heard things like back whenever I was chewing all the time. Like I just wanted to make my own, basically. But I don't care for them. I don't chew anymore. So
now we can make Tratter chew out of jerky.
Yeah.
We should do that. Well, speaking of Southern Illinois too, why do you always say Southern Illinois? Everybody wants to know.
So, man, it's crazy. Really, it's just because I don't want nothing to do with Chicago. I mean, there's a big difference. You say what part of Texas are you from? And he always says North Texas. Why do you say North Texas, not just Texas? Like, there's better parts of Illinois, I guess. Illinois is a very tough state to live in right now. It's always been. I think it's the most broke state in the United States. I'm pretty sure. Close top 5, I think. I don't know. But no, you got Chicago up top, and then you got Central Illinois, and then Southern Illinois. Like Southern Illinois is just, if you don't say Southern Illinois, people automatically think Chicago because that's all they know from Illinois. So that's why I specify Southern Illinois.
Yeah, that's always just kind of like a running thing, no matter where you're from. Like even when people say Maryland, like, oh, where are you from in Maryland? It starts off, oh, Cecil County. Where's that? Oh, it's basically Baltimore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's another thing I don't do. I don't tell people the county.
Well,
because I'm not supposed. Where am I supposed to know Cecil County's at? I'm more better with like names. But I know a lot of people do that. They say like the county they're from, and I just never been that guy to say I'm from Jefferson County.
No, me either.
Is Illinois like that? Do y'all go by counties?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because Maryland, because it's so small, it's just split up in different counties, and there's like there's not a lot of them, so it's just kind of know if I'm over in Harford County, I know I'm across the river. If I'm in Cecil County, I'm on the other side of the river. You know what I mean? So
it's a 50-50. I mean, back home I'd say Marion County. That's probably about it. Because I would only go so far as like to my neighbor's, county or something.
Yeah, I think that's a Maryland thing. Because
it
PA
definitely
doesn't
is.
do it. And like people say I'm from New York, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm from upstate New York." Like they don't want to be part of New York City. So yeah, I can.
Yeah, like people say they're from California, automatically think Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So
like you always whenever in the lives you always say Dillsburg or Carlisle, wherever that's the city name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and directly speaking to the people from PA, because they're more likely to know. But so you've been gone, you're back. About the Tratter House, you seem refreshed, for one.
Yeah.
So a lot of people want to know, and I've gotten a question too. What's the favorite thing? And it's for me, it's hard to pinpoint one thing. What's the favorite thing you've done in the Tratter House?
I think the number one thing my favorite thing that we've done is I feel like, in a way, not positive or not, I feel like I'm a big part in being the middle guy in a lot of situations, along with you, of course, but even for myself, like there's always a middleman for me whenever I'm not in my right mind, but I always try to be in the right mind when it comes to arguments and like I'm trying to think of the word, disagreements with each other. And I think my favorite thing of the Tratter House is how each one of us can understand where someone's coming from. No matter, like, we all know that we're not always right.
Right.
That's the number one thing I appreciate a lot in the Tratter House is, like, we're always down to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's my number one favorite thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing that we play off of each other like that.
Yeah, I wish we had a reality show about it. Because it's literally like we get our point across, like, jokingly. But then when it comes serious, we're like, all right, well, like, we need to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we sit down, we have team meetings and stuff like that. I think it's just crazy because, like, I don't want to say, like, we didn't ruin Tratter Gang, but like we've learned from it.
We've learned a lot.
We've learned a lot, especially with communication.
Yeah, I have to remind Nick a lot of communication with me because me and him, our brains don't work the same as as everyone would think as business partners. And I have to tell him that I'm about 5 steps downgraded from where his head's at, and he's got to really.
I think too, like to answer that question about my favorite part, along with what you said, is like it's really given me the opportunity to grow with my like human skills.
You as a person.
Because and I don't want to blame it on coronavirus or nothing like that, but like being locked down and such and not going out as much and places being closed and just running a business online. I was just literally in my office all day, every day, 12 to 18 hours a day, 7 days a week before we started traveling over the summer. And that was great, but it was just me running it. And now we have a whole team here at the Tratter House of 6-7 people, and even people that work remote, and even Paul in the studio, and also working with Area. It's given me a chance to just really fine tune and polish those skills. So I like that.
So the next question, and I get this as well, and I'm going to merge these two questions into one. What's the biggest thing that you've learned being away from home, and what advice would you give to somebody that wants to leave home and start like a new career or just a new path?
Well, I can honestly say that I've never done it alone. Obviously, we've been here together. I know that over the summer I moved out of my dad's house to moved in with one of my buddies, and that kind of fell through because we just bumped heads. We were just not the same when it came to being roommates. But getting away from home has taught. I mean, I'm gonna answer the question, rephrase it. What I've learned from moving away from home is that I can actually do it. Sitting at home, I would think like I would never want to leave to go and travel the world because I can't do it. But being gone for all the time, it's just like I'm so used to it now. I was so nervous when we first started traveling to even leave Illinois, and I was scared to hop on a plane. I never wanted to leave, because that was like I was stuck there. But once I stepped out of my comfort zone, I'm exploring the freaking world right now, man, and like it's amazing. I mean, so if you're wanting to get out, you just got to go take your shot and step out the door and go.
Dude, I remember helping you book your first flight.
Dude, I called like 5 different people going to the airport. I'm like, dude, so like, what do I do again?
You're like, what is a terminal? Where do I go?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just funny. And now to see you book your own flights. Like, and that's what I love about the Tratter House too, is like, none of us really knew how to do this.
I learn something every day, man.
We're all just kind of like learning something. And that's the beauty of the social media world. We get to carve our own path. Like, you had no idea how to make a TikTok. Now you're taking creative control. Like, Nick, get out of my TikTok. I don't want. No, I'm just kidding. You don't do that. But I'm saying he takes creative control because he's like, I know what I want now has kind of helped him get his creative side out. And you got more of the business administrative stuff side out. You know how to send emails. You know how to order merch, things like that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. That's been a blessing for sure.
Yeah. No regrets. Just do it. That's what I tell everyone.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
It's whatever you've always told me, tell us. The biggest thing that you can do is having, or what do you say?
Yeah, the regrets. Don't never have regrets.
The biggest regret you'll have is having regrets.
Yeah, in essence.
Was that how you say it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Roy's always full of those quotes. He has a lot of good quotes about perseverance, and that's what we're going to segue into next. I'm using that word. I don't care what you say. Don't give me that look. We're going to talk about perseverance because like I said, before we hopped and sat in these chairs, I was like, that word was just on my heart, and I feel like we can talk about it, and it's going to help somebody out there. So if you all don't know what perseverance means, it means just basically pushing through no matter what the odds. If you get kicked, if you fall down, you're bruised, beaten, just get back up and keep going. And I want to ask pretty much all of y'all, do you believe, I'll start with Blake, do you believe that perseverance can be taught? Like, do you believe it's an innate trait, or is it more like, that it can be taught?
I think it can be taught. I think people are built different, of course, as soon as they come out the womb. But God gifts us with different abilities. And I feel as if there are leaders for perseverance. Mm-hmm. There are the leader or the following of the helping with the perseverance. So, to answer your question, I don't think that everyone's built for it, but I think people can learn about it, like to help others with it, if that makes sense. Because here we are dealing with it every single day, and here's some people watching out here that might have not got a clue about what's the first step to even get through tough times, and here we are being the leaders and helping these people out with what they got going on, and then they're gonna be able to take hold of that. So I think you can learn from it. Absolutely.
I agree.
You agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's more of a nature versus nurture issue. Do you know what that means? Basically, It's like you're either naturally born with it, or like you kind of are around a lot of people that constantly persevere. And we talk about it a lot, that you are who you hang out with. And I think you can be taught perseverance. Speaking of that, what is one time in your life that you really had to persevere? If you got to pick one moment.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
No, like right now.
Right now?
Tratter house.
Yeah?
I've told people this a lot. I got a lot going on back home. Like, I got a lot holding me back. And for me to, in all honesty, I didn't even want to come back to Texas. Mm-hmm. I didn't. Like, I love what we're doing, but, like, I wanted to be able to stay home with my family. I wanted to be able to stay home because, like, one thing I've learned is, like, if you don't soak up every minute of every day, you're going to regret it big time. And whenever I was at home, it was just so heartwarming to see my folks. And, like, I'm about to start crying. Like, my grandma, you got family back home that adores you. And, like, they want you around. They miss your presence. But whenever I was at home, I was just, like, really questioning, like, if I was even meant to be here and doing what I'm doing. Oh, shoot. Woo, we're getting tight. All right, so I sat down and I was praying one night, and I was like, Lord, like, you're going to have to give me that nudge that, like, you need to go back out and do your thing. Because all I've wanted to do for the past, like, years be a motivational speaker, and, like, my heart's set on it. But I didn't know where I needed to be at to do that necessarily. If it needed to be at the house, it needed to be by myself, do my own thing. And I took a lot of digging and a lot of suffering those 2 weeks. Like, I might have been like chilling with, like, my mind and stuff, but I was struggling so hard with figuring out what I'm supposed to even do. Like, am I supposed to be here? And it's crazy. I woke up one day and I don't even know. I was listening to the radio on my Pandora thing, and there was a song that came on, and it said "Chase Your Dreams, Wild One" or something. I can't remember what it was, but I don't even remember how to wrap that around. But yeah, that's the most I've struggled so far, and what we've been having going on was like, am I supposed to be here or not? Because everyone's got their purpose. And I didn't know if my purpose was in the house. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, I can, just from my perspective, Nick's a leader. You're a leader. And I think just when Jesus, in the Bible, when he went back home, his own family and his own friends, they kind of disregarded him. Mm-hmm. They didn't look, So he had to go out and do his work. And that's when he did miracles and everything else, because he comes home and people are like, it's just Jesus, just whatever. So and I think you're the same way, because I've seen when we all go out, the lives you touch, people look up to you. Like you're a leader to those people. And what you do and the smiles you bring to people, and just the even Grayson, like, looks up to you. And how many videos of people they look up to BMO and what you do. So if you're at home and not out meeting people, like traveling, look at all the people's lives that you've touched.
Yeah. And whenever I was saying that, like, I wasn't meaning like dropping from social media, of course.
No,
but I was more
all.
talking like kind of like what Andy's doing, working remotely. And that's what I really meant, because like if you don't cherish those, I was struggling with cherishing the times left that I have with my family, because you never know when your last day is.
Yeah.
So that's really my only struggle, was with like leaving home was like the biggest sacrifice I've ever made.
Yeah.
Never done anything worse.
Yeah, I seen you struggle with it at times. Like just kind of on your own, like in your corner doing your thing in the dark in the movie room.
Yeah.
And I was like, I knew going home would be like good for you, and it's so hard, because it's like my family isn't the same as yours, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's always been like,
well, my family didn't always used to be that way. That's why I'm trying to soak in every minute of it.
yeah. Do you think they've had a change of heart with what you're doing, or just
God's working in weird, mysterious ways, man. My family was divided whenever I was in third grade, and literally since my sister has gotten married and she moved away to Alaska, right before that happened, the whole family's just we always have family dinners now. Like, my parents are still divorced, but we still have family suppers together. We still have family events together. And so, like, I didn't have that growing up.
Yeah.
Didn't have family suppers no more, and like, I think that's like really what a guy wants to soak up.
yeah.
It might look like you got tough skin, but family's everything.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I went to your house too, it's like,
It's always filled.
yeah, y'all made me feel like family too.
Yeah.
I never really had that either. It's kind of nice. Like, I never, like, we had the family dinners, but like, I never really had like, always family around. Like,
Yeah.
and then when my path in life kind of like went elsewhere, wasn't an engineer, or like I was going off to college and things like that. It wasn't what my parents wanted me to do. It kind of like divided a little bit. So maybe one day I can get back to that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's good. And before I go to the next question, I just want to clarify that not when you go home they disregard you. I just want to, like, you were questioning, what do I stay home? Do I go out? So that's
purposes,
that's what I was kind of getting at, that people love you and look up to you. So,
But that was a good example with Jesus.
Yeah.
That was awesome. It actually really helped me right there.
So, talking about perseverance, if you intend to do something, do you stick to it for a certain time, or do you say enough is enough and then you go a different way?
Depends on how far you get with it. Because if it's gonna work, like I always repeat all the time, your life is already wrote out. So if I was meant to do this, it would happen. Like, you would know,
Right?
So let's say, like, can you guys give me an example of like what I would stick with?
Like it could be anything from working out to your career choice. Like, for me personally, like, it just resonated with what you said. Like, I was doing engineering, right? And I talk about this a lot, but I'm sitting at my desk and I just don't feel it in my heart. But now every day I wake up and I feel this in my heart. I feel like you said, it's already been planted. Like, this is what I've been. It's never changed from the second social media became a thing. The second I could record myself, my heart was just set on it. You know what I mean? So, like, just talking about like how you figured that out, or is there a certain way that you feel like maybe this isn't right for you and you kind of just go another way?
You just answered right there, Nick. If you don't feel that want and that need in your heart, then you know that it ain't meant to be. And that's kind of like how I said I didn't know what I was gonna do with coming back or not, and I prayed on it. And like I just woke up one day and I was like, "This is what I'm meant to do. Like this is why I gotta push through, get through these rough trials because God set me up for success.
Yeah.
So I mean, you just gotta push through and keep going. But I personally, I mean, I'm a jack of all trades.
Mhm.
I honestly, like, I've done literally everything there is almost. I say that lightly.
Except rideable.
Yeah. No, I rode a bull. But,
kidding.
like, you know, I was a carpenter. Loved it. Did that for about a year and a half. Heavy equipment operator. Done that my whole life. I did that, you know, under employment for about a year and a half. I've raced motocross. I've bow fished. I've bow hunted. I've shot ducks. I've just done like all kinds of different things, but my heart was never really with anything other than horses. I didn't mess with horses when I grew up that much. Like we did, but we didn't. Like I was raised around equine, you know, but I never had nothing to do with them. Didn't care, whatever. And then it was my sister that got me into like loving horses. Like I could not stand horses. I was like, you stupid, ignorant, whatever. And then I found out that they actually have a personality. Then I found out that they're just like me, and it was our horse Hank that really taught me that like this just showed me a lot of character, I guess. So that's where I found that I was going to stick with it because my heart was set on the lifestyle.
Yeah. It speaking of regrets and perseverance through all this, and I can pretty much answer the next question I'm going to ask you because I think growing up we've all had regrets. Is there an instance in your life where there was something that you set out to do and you absolutely regretted not doing it?
I feel like sports.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big. I wasn't a big sport guy when it was whenever I was in grade school and stuff like that. I did baseball, I did football, so I did soccer, basketball. I don't know if I said that, but I think that was that'd be my biggest regret was just not trying hard, because I only tried hard in things I wanted to try hard in.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if I was good at it at all. Like I could have been really good at football, but I chose motocross over football and didn't like try one out or nothing. So I guess I just didn't shoot my shot enough in high school and stuff. It's because I don't know where I'd be. Well, I mean, I guess that doesn't make sense because I'm here because God sat me here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's just trying different things, man. That's literally all it is. I didn't do much in high school. I just FFA and rode motocross.
Yeah.
So,
What about you, Roy? Do you have any regrets?
There's been regrets. I don't think we try to avoid regrets, but I think when you look back at it, you're always going to have something you say, man, I wish I would have done that. When you think you're going the right way, and then you find out, no, you could have done something different, there's always going to be regrets, you know, but you try hard not to have that.
Yeah. I think, I wouldn't call it a regret. I just think that maybe there's like some certain situations that you could have chose differently. Like, especially me being really like getting involved with horses later in life. I was like, dang, really wish I would have been a veterinarian. You know what I mean? Because then I could take care of all my own stuff.
yeah.
You know, things like that. And same with sports. Like, we were all really good at sports. Like, I just wish sometimes, I don't call it a regret, but I just wish sometimes there was better mentorship in my younger days, because nobody really said, hey, Nick, like, you're going down the wrong path. You know what I mean? Like, I there's no reason that I should have been showing up to basketball practice high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just, now I think about it, I was so stupid for that. Like, and it was all because of the choices I made showing up, like, with the people I was hanging out with. So it's like, I don't regret that I did those things, because obviously I learned from them and they make me the person I am. But sometimes I'm like, man, nobody saw that. Why didn't somebody say nothing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. So one more question before we go to the next segment. And you've already answered one. Maybe you have something to add to it. What can you do to improve perseverance? Like if you're you're talking to our audience, you said pray. Well, that's huge.
Yeah. I get a lot of questions about, trying to get back on your faith. And I think perseverance has a lot to do with that, because if you aren't right with God, you're going to go down a real foggy path for a real long time. And like I said before, you are not the author of your life. You have action of what characters you put in it, I guess, but you don't know what's going to happen. But with perseverance, man, that's such a tricky question, man.
That is.
I would just say quiet time. Take your time and sit in a dark room like I do, and just listen to worship music. Just relax, chill out. Prayer, big thing. I pray in the shower every morning. Now that, I've got a solid head now. I pray every morning. I listen to worship music. I grind it out all day. If I go anywhere, most of the time I'm listening to worship music. Like, if you get in the mindset of clarity, that is where your mind is going to help you push through those hard times, because your mind is so powerful that you can kill yourself.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah,
that's the truth. It's just a thought when you said about the author. God is the author. You might be the writer of your life, but God's the author.
Yeah, like you can write it. You can choose who you have in and out of it, and you can have different chapters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Roy? What do you do to improve your perseverance? This man, I've never known you not to persevere.
Well, I just hate to lose. Whether it's to somebody else or to my biggest fight is within myself. Whether I give up or try to go on, and trying to keep up with you guys in sports or whatever. I actually hurt myself just to try to keep. And I know I can't keep up, but it's just a mindset. And I think to persevere, it's like Blake said, you have to get away, and you get in that right mind. You pray, you get in that right mindset, and you're going to persevere. If you set it in your head, it's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, like, me with, like you said, you touched on it, like, everybody's built different. Like, you have your way, you pray in the shower, your worship music. You have your way of persevering, where it's like you're very headstrong. Where me, it's like I feel like we're all different characters in each other's books too. It's like I'm very analytical. You guys know how I process things. There's numbers running 24/7 in my head, and sometimes that's hard to deal with. But it's like if I just like literally, what I found too is like if you look at my notes in my phone, just like getting my thoughts out somewhere. Whether it's, like I said, praying or just, mentally being strong and analyzing it that way, but like getting them out somewhere, whether it's writing it down on your phone, or sometimes I even do it like poetically. You know what I mean? I'll take thoughts and I'll like try to turn it into a song,
And there are some fire songs, bro.
Yeah. So it's like, and even, dude, sometimes we do that. We just sit down like we did yesterday and just start writing stuff. And those could have like underlying meanings about what we've been feeling. So I think that's a creative way of kind of getting your thoughts out and just going headstrong. But yeah, that was all freaking awesome information. I'm glad you decided to come back to Texas. I didn't know you're struggling with it that much.
Yeah, I didn't tell nobody.
Yeah, but
I jokingly said it to Caden, but he was like, "Yeah, you better get back." I was like, "All right, whatever."
Yeah, man. But dude, I just want to tell you right now, like, I'm really proud of you. Like,
that was hard, bro. Like, it was.
Yeah,
that was harder than just packing up all my stuff in 3 days and moving here. Like, that was like bad.
Yeah. But on bringing it up to more positive note, we're gonna play This or That, which is Blake is always playing this around the house. He made a TikTok about it yesterday.
Yeah,
and I'll start it off. We got 5 of them. It's basically like, do you do this or that? Everybody's different. The The first one, I'll start with you, Blake. Do you use warm or cold water when you brush your teeth?
Warm water.
You're weird, dude.
I got sensitive teeth. If I get cold water on there, it is gonna hurt. But in all honesty, I don't even use water no more because of what Gatlin Didier told me.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I don't use it no more.
I don't use
either.
water no more unless I'm rinsing off my toothbrush.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to look into the research a little more about that because, I could see it if you're using city water, but I don't know.
If you're using like a regular bottle of water, that's different.
Yeah.
But like out of the sink, I don't know. I don't do that. I just spit it out now and just wipe it off with a rag.
Nah, I use mouthwash. I put it on the thing. I wet the bristles a little bit. You know what I mean?
Don't.
But then it gets all hard.
I'm warm though. I'm with Blake. It's got to be warm.
Yeah.
We all got sensitive teeth because y'all don't floss.
I
That
floss
has
every
nothing
day.
to yeah, same. I have flossing toothpicks.
Yeah. What are you talking
Sensitive teeth is just what I just have crappy teeth.
Yeah, I love the cold water. I don't know why. You even said that this morning. You like cold fruit?
Off topic.
about?
No, he's talking about cold.
You asked me cold water. Now you're talking about hot fruit.
No, cold fruit.
Regardless, that's fruit. We're talking about water and
We were talking-
toothpaste.
Yeah, we're talking about teeth sensitivity.
Next question.
Next question. Okay. Did I answer mine? I'm cold water. Yep. Warm, cold, cold. No, you're warm too.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. All right. Blake, does syrup go in the fridge or the pantry?
Freaking pantry, man. It goes in the pantry.
Really?
It's got to be the pantry.
You go to Cracker Barrel, they give you warm syrup.
Yeah.
And it ain't syrup. It's syrup.
Syrup.
But yeah.
No.
You don't go there and get cold syrup.
No.
No.
You ever try to pour cold syrup?
That'd be thick.
Yeah.
For real, that'd be thick.
Yeah.
Would
I
even
like
come
it.
out of the thing.
I like it.
You put syrup in the fridge.
Well, we got syrup in the fridge at the house right now, if you didn't know.
Y'all,
We do.
Y'all need to work on
Well,
your
that one-
OCD. Your all's organization in a fridge is terrible.
Nope. Okay. Well, that leads me to my next dish or that. Does the milk go
Shelf.
Does the milk
Top shelf.
Does the milk go on the top shelf or in the door?
Top shelf.
No, you're weird.
Dude, what the frick? If Roy's beer wasn't taking up the whole top shelf, that's where the milk and all the tea and all the juices would go. Absolutely.
I don't know. I disagree. Because the last house, when we put it up there, it banged the top of the the light or something. And you have to angle it and get it out. So if it's
them,
indoor.
them fridges is them things built weird.
Yeah.
That ain't right. Mine back home. I agree. If the shelves are not set right and you got more bottom, then I would do that.
But yeah, see, this is me. I never believed there was a freaking place for things to go in the fridge. You just put them where you want.
No, there's got to be organization. I don't even touch it no more, except my beer up there.
Yeah, Blake is the organizer of the fridge. That's for sure. Speaking of food, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Yeah,
I like
I'm a
waffles, man.
guy.
Waffles.
I like the crunchy.
Yeah, you like them crunchy?
I like them doughy.
I like them doughy. Why you like the crunch?
What do you mean, bro? Like, how do you like a doughy, soggy waffle?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It just feels like a warm mush dough ball.
Nope.
You like the crunch?
I feel like it's just not done if it's doughy.
No, you know what I'd have to do? You know those the Eggo waffles?
Yeah.
The ones you put in the toaster? What I do, because like you can't avoid them being crunchy in a toaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So what I would do is I put them in the toaster, 4 of them to be exact, in a floor slot toaster. I push both times down and put it at the 3.5. I'd take it out. I'd put the syrup on it, and then I'd go to the microwave and I put 30 seconds of the syrup on it so it would get soggier. That's a good technique.
That was a lot of precise numbers that no one needed to know. But I want to thank you for letting us know that you put them in there for 3.5 minutes.
Not 3.5 on the setting on the toaster.
That's 3.5 minutes.
Is it? Is it really?
Wow.
What did you think it meant?
Heat? I just thought it was a heat level. Are you serious?
What are we going to do with him, Roy? I knew that.
Yeah.
Dude, I always thought that those correlated to like a level of heat in the toaster.
What, 300.5 degrees?
No, just like level 3 heat.
All right. Well,
We learned something new about Nick today. That's me. I have no common sense. Anyway, I feel like this last question is common sense. Cornhole or bags?
I call it bags just because I'm from the Midwest. And there's going to be Midwest comments in here like, I don't say bags. Well, I don't care. Everyone from Southern Illinois, literally, I guarantee 95% of them say bags. This is where I was from. I know it's cornhole, but I just say bags because this flows off the top of my head.
I've never heard that until you.
Some people call it bago. Some people call it hacky sack or bean toss. You know one thing I saw in the fridge that really upset me?
What?
Bo put the eggs in the door.
I seen it.
That is where butter and sliced cheese goes.
We agree.
I put garlic up there too.
Yeah, I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But not
You
eggs.
don't put eggs there.
No.
And Bo looked at me like I was psychotic.
I know. I heard BMO going off last night because eggs were in the door.
Why is there such etiquette to putting things in the fridge?
And another thing, you don't put meat and lettuce in the same drawer.
No.
No.
You put all your lettuce, your cheese, and your fruits in a separate drawer, and then all your deli meats and all that stuff goes in normally the bottom because it's heavier.
Yeah, we moved into the new house, and Andy comes and he puts all his Trulies in the bottom.
Oh, I
Pull
was
out.
so
And
mad.
I hear Blake. I'll do it for with the mic. You know, I was upstairs and I heard Blake. Who the hell put these Trulies in the fridge? What the heck is going on?
Dude, I mean, even Roy does it sometimes. I'll see his beer in the bottom of the drawer. I'm like, Roy, seriously, like, what are you doing, man? I'm sorry. There's
like
so much etiquette.
Default. I have nowhere else to go with it, so it's got to go there.
Get your own cooler. Oh, man. All right.
That was, we'll have to do another section of that, but I think for now we're gonna roll on to the next section of Air 8 affirmations. So we're gonna check our phones here and see what kind of questions we got to help y'all with some daily advice. Again, this section is for y'all. You guys submit questions on our Instagram stories and we give our 2 cents. And the PSA is always, we're not doctors, psychiatrists. I am an engineer. I'm a scientist, but I'm not that. So I'm just giving you my 2 cents. Roy is giving his 2 cents and Blake is giving his 2
I'm
cents.
giving my 3 cents.
3 cents. So let's get into the question, shall we?
All right. So the question is, how do you handle society expectations when you don't fit them? And kind of what we always talk about, being on this show and like kind of just being in Tratter House in general is like just being yourself. I can't stress that enough. I love reading people and watching people. And even though society might not accept, me for who I am, I know that God is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care what anyone has to think. I got my best buds that love the way my weird laugh is or my goofy self. I know that they love me, and that's all that matters. I don't care what society has to say about nothing. All I care about is my buds and Jesus.
That's right.
That should be on a shirt. All I care about is my buds and Jesus. Or my
Write it
buddies
down.
and Jesus. Writing it down. I think, dude, I've tried to please society for so long. It's kind of just like society is like that toxic relationship. You ain't never going to please them no matter what you do. So just do you. And it sucks, man, because some of the society's expectations are like, they're just stereotypes. Like, I never fit the stereotype for anything. Like, I walked into engineering class, and you know what? Like, I had tattoos. I didn't look nerdy. I was dressing like a cowboy, wore a buckle, and people were like, who the hell is this? You know what I mean? And then I showed up, and then I got mean, I graduated with 4.0 and I get all A's on everything. And I was also smart. So they're like, dude, this guy looks nothing like an engineer, has tattoos, and gets 100% on every test. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's because I don't care what y'all think. You know what I mean? Just because I'm around people who look this way, I'm still going to do what I do. I never fit the mold with anything. But doesn't mean you can't be good at it, too. I just think, if you're talking like stereotypes versus society, yeah, there's always going to be, the pressure from both of them that you got to fit the stereotype, you got to look a certain way, behave a certain way. But ultimately, whatever it is, modeling, acting, TikTok, your career, all that people care about is results. You know what I mean? So if you are who you are and you're doing a good job, and you're confident in yourself, society's going to be on your side too. So at least the people who count are going to be on your side. So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, no, I agree with both of you. I've gotten that question just the other day and I'm sure you guys have gotten the same thing that, say they're in the city and a girl wrote a message to me the other day. Hey, I wear cowboy boots and I'm not accepted at school by my friends. What do I do? I'm sure y'all have got the same questions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Be yourself. And like Blake said, if God approves you, that's all you need. Through society, they tell you how you should be, how you should dress, what your political stance should be. Don't do it. I always take the road less traveled for me, because you're more likely to find things that'll lead you to bigger places instead of following that same easy route.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people in life let society define them.
Yeah.
And it creates a huge problem in their life. If they're not living up to society standards, what do I do?
Yeah.
That's huge. It just creates problem after problem. And, one of my theories in life is when you have a problem, of course you talk to God and you pray and this and that, but don't tell God how big your problem is. Tell your problem how big your God is.
Yeah.
It's a good way to look at life, and it'll get you through everything. But society should not define you. Do your thing, take the road less traveled, and it's going to push you further than you ever imagined.
So that's a great note to end it on. We want to thank y'all for watching. Make sure to rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're closing in on the 150 5-star review rating on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So it's been absolutely great. We want to thank Ariat for helping us out. We just officially launched our partnership with April Fool's Day, and it performed phenomenally. They sent us those bedazzled jeans, and it was hilarious. Make sure to follow us on all of our socials. They'll be listed on the screen. They know where to follow Blake. They know where to follow all of us, but make sure to follow Tratter Company, Tratter House, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to like and comment on this video. Comment that it is cornhole, not bags, just skin under Blake's skin. And if you are watching this podcast and you or somebody owns a company or you want to be a sponsor of this podcast, we all are open to different sections being sponsored on the podcast. Make sure to email thetratterhouse@gmail.com, and we will take a look at it and see if, it could be a cool section to have on the podcast, because we have another sponsor coming up that is going to be really cool, and we're going to be working with them very closely. So we can't wait for that. Make sure to tune in next week. Remember, every Wednesday on YouTube and all podcast platforms. So we're going to end it there. Thank y'all for watching again. This has been Tratter Talk, and don't forget, smile every day
and know your worth.